Alrighty. Stream. Twitch. Search. Race Spec. Stream. Listen. Audio. Definitely an audio. Twitch ad. Disgusting. Go away. No one likes you. Alright. I think everything should be working, so.
Got a Twitch ad for me.
Lucky you.
I know, eh?
I just love it when I get some kind of makeup ad. Because, yeah, I definitely need makeup. That's for damn sure. Thank you so much, Twitch. I'm going to go out and grab some. Make myself look like a rose stepped in dog food.
Gonna guess it's mascara.
Rebel, it was called. It's a British company, I think. Rebel.
Never heard of it in my life.
Well, there's the signal. By the time I hit 0, start up the intro as per normal. Everyone knows the skit. Get ready for a long night. Hello everyone and welcome to round 12 of the Elite Series here on Race Spec Esports. I'm Everingham, your lead commentator for this event, and this time we'll be racing at Las Vegas Strip Circuit for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Sin City makes its grand return to the Formula One calendar after a massive 40-year absence. The track, designed by track-making supremo Herman Tilke, will take drivers around some of the most famous buildings and landmarks in the world. The circuit itself utilizes several major streets within the city, none more famous than the strip itself, Las Vegas Boulevard. It has a length of 6.12 kilometers and consists of 17 corners and 2 DRS zones that head down the streets of Koval Lane into Turn 5 and down Las Vegas Boulevard into Turn 14. It's not an overly technical racetrack, nor is it really a driver's circuit, but the concrete walls still linger near the edges of the racetrack. One single mistake in either qualifying or either of the races tonight could prove to be disastrous. That's right. We're expecting plenty of action out on track, as this will be the third sprint round of the season. 2 races for the price of 1, with a ton of points to play for here in Las Vegas. Before we focus on this qualifying session, there is a little bit of news to go through first from the previous race in Brazil. There were no incident reports submitted in by the drivers last week. As a result, the final finishing positions of that race remain completely unchanged. In the Drivers' Championship, Jack Humphreys leads the way on 103 points, with Big Al in P3 on 165 points, 33 behind CZK. Potsy's in P4 on 135, with Ryan Bell rounding out the top 5, 1 point behind on 134. In the Team's Championship, it's Mercedes-AMG leading the way on 362 points, followed by McLaren on 273. Alfa Romeo are next, 20 points behind on 253, followed by AlphaTauri on 194, and Red Bull Racing round out the top 5 on 185 points. But that's pretty much it. In terms of news, we can now focus on this here qualifying session. I can introduce my co-commentator for tonight, who is once again KD 1997. KD, this racetrack is known very much for the amount of chaos that it can develop. We're expecting to see much here tonight.
As you kind of seen just there, if you watch a Paul Pepsi, it's been out of the sphere. But Yeah, no, chaos is definitely something I think you've experienced at least so far in your, at least your time so far commentating around Las Vegas lane, if I recall. But yeah, yeah, this track obviously being very new, it's obviously a very long track. It's about as long as Jeddah in terms of its length, and of course the only difference is being fewer turns. But this track, of course, with it being a sprint format and also a new track as well, I expect the track grip, levels will be quite slippery around here in Las Vegas. It's also quite bumpy around Vegas too, considering how the roads are in America. So I wouldn't be surprised if that might catch the drivers a little bit off guard here and there.
And there was an update done to this racetrack as well fairly recently that centralizes around turn 12, the corner that leads onto the boulevard itself. Previously, before this update, you could cut a substantial amount of that corner and you could get away with it. Now, though, with how it's designed, you can't do that at all. So we'll be seeing drivers taking turn 12 properly nowadays. As Mr. Zach Warren, it's nice to see him back behind the wheel of an F1 race car here in the Elite Series. He's going to be the first driver to try and set a time on the soft tyres, but he might ride on board. Give you a tour of this 6.1 kilometre Las Vegas circuit. Down into turns 1 and 2, down to third gear, short shifting up to fourth as we exit turn 2 and head around turns 3 and 4 that lead onto Koval Lane and the first DRS zone. Shifting into top gear, building up to a speed of 340 kilometers an hour. We'll get hard on the brakes at the 100 meter board. Down to third gear for turn 5. Up towards this left-hand sweeper of turn 6, a tricky corner that has no braking markers. Heading into the chicane of turn 7 and turn 8. Up towards the hairpin at turn 9. Third gear, back on the power. And onto Sands Avenue. Heading up towards the flat-out right-hander of turn 10. Then into the flat-out left of turn 11. And up towards turn 12, the junction that leads onto Las Vegas Boulevard. It's a flat-out blast here, one the longest on the championship calendar. We'll head around the little kink of turn 13. Zach will open DRS and send it towards turn 14. It's a really, really long straightaway. Hitting a top speed of 356 kilometers an hour. Hard on the brakes, real hard. Through turn 14, 15, then 16, and now it's a flat-out blast to the finish line. Just one corner left to get through. Turn 17, it's absolutely flat out the whole way round. We'll cross the line to set a 33.492. First proper benchmark on the soft tyre.
Right up. Well, yeah, that's also in a couple areas that I failed to mention. Turn 12, I find it very tricky as well when you're not using ABS, especially when you're trying to get the corner lined up. Especially like you said, you can't use the curb anymore because they updated it. But yeah, with no ABS around that area, if you lock up, you're definitely going off, because I've done that a couple of times in time trial before, and yeah, it's not very fun if you do that.
Sebastian Spicer on a flying lap attempt heading towards turn 14. He's hitting a top speed of 349 kilometers an hour as he goes through the chicane of 14, 15, and 16.
A bit of a moment there as well out of that chicane. That chicane is also quite tricky. You have to use all the curve there, and then you have to get a great exit out of it as well. Still does a top time of 33.2, but I bet he has a bit more time in his back pocket than what he did. It's
I
still a good lap nonetheless.
agree. Yeah, that's something I noticed in the league race I did earlier this week here at Las Vegas. Those curbs through 14, 15 in particular are very, very nasty. And from what I've seen as well, if you get too eager on the accelerator heading out of turn 16, the car can snap out on you. One difference, though, between what we're seeing here and what I saw earlier in the week, the race I saw was a regular format race. 50%er, short qualifying, as you normally have, but no sprint race. We have a sprint race here, as Jim Bin retires. He's crashed out.
That's at the sphere.
Oh, he's gone head on into the wall. That's sort of midway through turn 8, he's head butted the barrier. That's it for Jim Bin.
Well, I guess he wanted to have a little meet and greet with the standing room spectators.
I guess so.
Could say that's the only standing room area around this whole circuit.
Got hypnotized by the sphere. Got lured into it.
Yep, which is new to Las Vegas, of course. Got constructed over the course of this year.
Oh, Pato getting very close to the wall at the exit of turn 16. Still hasn't turned on his battery just yet. Making his way round. I'm guessing he's just trying to understand his car a little bit. Not trying to push terribly hard out on track, just to see where the grip is. Anyway, as I was talking about earlier with the sprint format, with how the sprint formats work, the tyre compounds are actually one set softer than what you usually have for a regular round. So these tyres aren't exactly what the drivers would be using in a standard round here with no sprint race format. It's something that we actually talked about quite a bit during our previous sprint round at Qatar, and it actually caused a tremendous headache for just about everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you only have 3 tires to work with, of course, too, and qualifying for sprint formats and whatever accolations you got, that's what you have to work with as well. You'll at least get an extra set, but it depends what set you use.
Big Al making his way round turn 11 into turn 12. KD pointed out it's a terribly tricky braking zone there heading into 12. You're turning and braking at the same time. The car doesn't usually like it when you do that, when you got ABS turned off. When you got it turned on, the ABS does all the hard work for you. But with it off, you as the driver have to work out how much grip you give to steering the car versus how much grip you give to stopping the car heading into that corner. And if you get it slightly wrong, as KD's mentioned, you go straight off into the runoff area, into the wrong path of the racetrack. That's what makes it so difficult. Easily one of the more intriguing parts of the racetrack is Big Al. Jumps up to the top with a 32.4. Just a note as well, Mr. Humphries has elected to retire in pit lane, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, hello, Williams. That will be Zach Warren making his way back onto the track. So Mr. Humphries will be starting from the back in the sprint, KD.
I think, didn't we see this a couple of times that he's done this, where he starts somewhat towards the back?
Well, I think he did it last week in Brazil, if I recall correctly.
Ah, yes. He did like 7 laps on the hard compound tire, which honestly was a great qualifying for anyone that was doing that. It's too much of a stint on the hard, so qualifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like it was on the high 108s or something like that, which was ridiculous.
Mr. CZK is heading towards turn 14. Big old braking point. Here we go. Yellow's out. It's just traffic trying to sort themselves out, I'm sure. I don't think anyone's had an accident. If they did, they've done a stellar job of it. CZK. Only one corner left now. Turn 17 on the racetrack. Absolutely flat out the whole way round. Malaysian will cross the line and jump up to P2 with a 32.635. Oscar Arm out on track. Apollo out on track. Currently 8.5 seconds up, KD. I'd say that's a pretty decent improvement.
Very healthy improvement nonetheless. Well, let's see. He's got the chicane to go through, which he does exactly that. Now down Harmon Avenue. That's what this part of the street is called, if you're wondering. Now towards the final corner. To the finish, full set of 33 flats. Improves by 9.8 seconds. Yeah, that's a great improvement, isn't it, Mike?
I agree. ACW jumps up to a 33.0 as well. He beats Apollo by, 8 thousandths of a second. So tight margins between ACW and Apollo at the moment. Still got a bit to go to try and catch up to the top two. Contrast currently up by 3.3 seconds. Heading into the chicane complex. Down to third gear. Back on the power. Using every bit of track at turn 15 and 16. Towards the final corner, shifting into top gear around the final bend up towards the line. It's going to be a 33.0 as well. 3 cars in the zeros, and Mr. Bags Liddell up in P2.
Yeah, 32.6, very good lap from Bags. to say the least. But yeah, still got a couple more cars to set lap times. That being Matt Plevy and Roscoe right now, who's just coming down Sands Avenue as we speak.
Let's have a look. See here. Oops, someone's jumped up the leaderboard. That would be Mr. Warren, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Does a
32.9.
32.9. Man, not terribly far off a 33.0. So not a bad effort at all from Mr. Warren. Like I said, it's nice to see him back. It's been a long time since I've seen him in a race car. Hopefully he stays for a little while.
Yeah, good to see some old faces. No way. Roscoe, meanwhile, is about to complete a lap as we're down Harmon Avenue too. Cross the start-finish line shortly to set a 33.2. Only goes 10th fastest for now.
Big Al's just done a 32.1 as Mr. Roscoe goes straight on into the runoff area at turn 1 to say hello to the crowd. A nice improvement then from Big Al. He's now got almost half a second to Bags Liddell in P2. Sebastian Spicer also just improving to set a 32.7. By contrast, he's going back into pit lane. Roscoe's just done a lap. T-Mac just done a lap. So it mean that Mr. Pato will be the next car to try and set a flyer. He'll make his way out of turn 16 and down towards the final corner. Just under 4.5 minutes left in qualifying. With the outlaps and in-laps being so long around here, for some drivers, this might be their final flying lap attempts coming up. Yeah, Mr. Pato on his round turn 3 up towards turn 4. CZK's retired from the session, so he's not improving from that 32.6. The best he can hope for is a P3 start then for this Las Vegas Grand Prix sprint. Bit squirrely out at turn 5 as Pato applies the power. Heading into the chicane, nice and wide. Try and open up turn 7, cut as much as turn 8 as he possibly can. And out at turn 9, nice and close to the barrier on the outside. Up through the gears. Currently down by 0.2 of a second. Pato needs to try and streamline turn 12 as much as possible as he bonks the wall on the outside. Might have given him a little bit of damage. His wing looks intact, but he might have lime green on that front wing. You never know. And actually, he's bailed on the lap. He's got the DRS firmly shut.
Yeah. Plus he had no battery on, I noticed too. So again, probably just like you said before, just trying to get used to how this car behaves still.
Going to be quite happily starting towards the back of the grid then. For the sprint, I don't think he'll have enough time to try and go for a proper flying lap here. It all depends on how good his tyres are. Even on the lap with the battery turned off, the back end of the car didn't look particularly glued to the ground, let's say. It's his way around turns 3 and 4. Hugging the inside line. Car looks alright at the exit. See what kind of top speed he hits towards turn 5. Carry a ludicrous amount of speed into this corner, almost 340 kilometers an hour into the right-hander. Round turn 6, up towards the chicane. Had a few cracks on the brakes there. Pato just not quite confident enough. Try and get on the brakes as late as possible. It's a tricky corner to do so as well, because you have absolutely no braking markers. It's quite stupid, isn't it, that it has absolutely no braking markers heading into that chicane. If you've got racing line turned off, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, you're just going to have to guess where to brake, really. And, well, speaking of that, he misses the apex by a country mile, literally heading to the boulevard.
As DRS heads up towards the middle sector split. Saw 340 heading towards turn 5.
Yeah, he's backed out of the lap, I think.
He has indeed. Interesting. Alright. Front runners out on track, getting ready for their final runs in this qualifying session. Drivers just trying to sort themselves out, give each other as much space as possible. Apollo Pepsi on a lap, same with Eye Contrast. He's making his way around turns 3 and 4. Apollo making his way towards the middle sector split, rather the first sector split. He's up by 47 thousandths of a second as he heads towards turn 12, down to third gear, back on the power. He gets a tidy run onto the boulevard, heads up towards turn 13, and the second and final DRS zone on the circuit. Might get a sneaky toe from the McLaren in front. Heads up towards the middle sector split. Clock says up by 75 thousandths. Eye Contrast is up by 2.5 tenths to the first sector. As Apollo Pepsi makes his way through the final chicane, up towards the final corner. Doesn't appear to be improving by a hell of a lot, but even so, he might be able to jump into the top 5. As he crosses the line, he jumps to 5th with a 32.853. Sebastian Spicer, he's making his way around turn 4 and onto Coval Lane, heading up towards turn 5. Bags Liddell just in front of him, and Big Al just behind. Alright, might keep our eyes on the top 4 then. Bags Liddell is the first driver making his way through this sector. On the brakes hard, down to second gear, back on the power, uses the curbs nicely, heads around the hairpin at turn 9. Eye Contrast jumps to 4th, a 32.666, just missing out on the top 3 start. Bags Liddell is up by 3.5 tenths to the to the first sector. Spicer up by 3 tenths to the first sector.
Zach Warren goes to 6th place with a 32.7, has a sneaky toe as well as ACW P2 with a 32.6. Still have a second behind the Big Al.
Bags Liddell heading up towards the middle sector split. Clock says he's up by 3.5 tenths. Spicer heading up towards that same split. He's up by 3 tenths. What about Big Al? He's down by almost 2. So Al not looking to improve here. Bags is throwing the lap away through that final chicane. So that's it for Bags Liddell. The best he can hope for is 3rd. What does his teammate have in store as he heads around the final corner up towards the line? It's good enough for P4, a 32.624. 5 cars separated by less than 1/10 of a second from P2 to P6, Cody.
Yep. Close margin in qualifying. But no one challenging Big Al in that top spot. 32.1. That second lap he did was good enough. He got pole by 4.5 tenths.
It's a decent margin between the top 2, but behind it's fairly competitive. Al will start from pole position. Then for the sprint race here at Vegas, ACW will start alongside him on the front row. Bags Liddell starts P3. Spicer P4, making it an AlphaTauri second row. CZK P5, followed by Eye Contrast and Warren. Roscoe Arm, Apollo Pepsi and Stevenson rounds out the top 10. T-Mac will start from 11th, followed by Plevy, then Pato. Humphreys didn't set a time, neither did Jinbin. Humphreys voluntarily retired. Bin did at turn 8. He'll be starting from plumb last in 15th position. Alrighty. 9 lap sprint. No idea. Medium tyres, I'm guessing, is the way to go. I'm guessing. Typically in sprint races, that tends to be the way to go.
Yeah, it tends to be that way around here from what it looks like. I think we're going to see mostly the mediums come into play for the sprints. But we'll wait and see. I haven't done a sprint format around here, but just a normal. But yeah, tires are okay, but I wouldn't say there's too much of a difference in the normal format. I'm not sure about sprint, but I guess we'll find out.
Now drivers making final small adjustments to their setup and fuel load for this race. Is Vegas a fuel burner, KD, if you can remember?
Nope, it is not, which is odd, because I did a career race or Grand Prix race or something like that. And I remember when you go down the back straight, obviously when you rev line in 8th gear, it apparently saves fuel.
Okay, yeah. That makes no sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it makes completely no sense what I just said, but it's true. But it's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you rev line it all the way in top gear for whatever reason. Like like I've seen the fuel target go up anytime you're doing that. It's weird.
Yeah, that is the most backward thing ever. I love it. 15 cars are now lined up ready to run. We have 5 red lights and we're underway for the first time here at Vegas. It's a nice start from the front row. Contrast in the Aston Martin trying to have a look down the inside. 2 wide action for P2 on track as ACW and Bags Liddell battle towards turn 3. Yellows are out. It's Matt Plevy and we have a full course yellow, a virtual safety car. That didn't take long.
Yeah, and he's got no front wing for good measure too. Yeah, so he definitely got into the back, either back of somebody or just got contact and hit the barrier. I didn't quite get the best of looks, but yeah, not great. He'll have to pit as soon as possible.
Mixture of tyres as well, KD. Plenty of them on the mediums, but several on the soft tyres.
Yeah, the AlphaTauris, Blake Stevenson, Pato, and as we saw, Plevy as well. But yeah, the rest on the mediums. I don't know if the softs are the best tire to use for the entire sprint race, but I guess we'll see.
And the more VSCs and safety cars that we have during the course of this race, the better off those soft runners will be. Still under VSC conditions. There we go. The green flag waves. Back to racing speed. Al has a 6/10 margin in hand to Bags Liddell and P2. He's got ACW in hot pursuit. Meanwhile, here in the midfield, nicely bunched up here, we got Apollo, a CZK and Spicer battle away. CZK tumbles down the order. Has he gone straight on? He has.
Yeah, he's outbroke himself into the chicane.
Oh, Pato.
I thought
Gee whiz. Forced
Bags
into the
Liddell, meanwhile, for the lead. Bags Liddell going to the inside into turn 1. He gets out of Al. ACW will try to follow suit into turns 1 and 2, but he will not have the inside line. Big Al will do so, and Al parks the bus a little bit there at the exit of turn 4. But here comes ACW to fight back. I think he'll get the position here into turn 5. Oh, they rub a little bit wheels, but he gets through nonetheless.
Up towards the chicane at turn 7 and 8. You see ACW half covering there at the midpoint of turn 6, just to try and tell Al, hey, no going down the inside, mate. You're staying right there in P3. As we exit the hairpin, Spicer with the battery turned on. He's hunting down the McLaren in front. Where can he find a way through? Won't do it here at turn 12. It's a tricky place to try and pass. Just have to line yourself up for a really nice run heading on to Las Vegas Boulevard. Bags Liddell out in front, 7.5 tenths in hand to ACW. Big Al holding off Sebastian Spicer as Matt Plevy gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Must have did that at turn 8.
Yep, that was at the Sphere he did that. Oh, he missed the corner completely. Oh, his Al goes straight on, I think. A little bit straight on. Oh my goodness, there was a awkward rejoin, but he gets back on the track. But unfortunately, he lost 2 places because of that.
As I contrast close enough to try and have a go here at turn 1. Oh, I reckon he could have had a crack there into the opening corner, but he elected not to commit to the move. As Humphreys moves by Jinbin at turn 1. Move through into P11. His next target will be T-Mac. Try and crack inside the top 10. Stevenson with DRS open. He's on the soft tyre. Trying to be nice and aggressive. As Apollo turns off the DRS, he doesn't leave himself vulnerable. He ends on to P7. CZK and Pato change places. That is for P13. Pato fights back and takes back the position. Through the chicane. Running wide again is a McLaren. This time it's T-Mac. Now even more vulnerable to Humphreys, who just dives down the inside, gets the job done at the hairpin. Moves through into P10.
Just gets to the door. Well, now we're going to see how Vegas DRS is going to be down this back straightaway, because you might be on for a show here down at Las Vegas Boulevard with DRS trains. Maybe.
It's certainly powerful. One of the longest, most influential DRS zones on the Formula One calendar. In fact, we might have a battle on for the lead as ACW closes it in. He doesn't go for the move, but I reckon full well he could have gone for it.
Yeah, he definitely could have tried to do something there. But everyone gets through it. Oh, I see a bit of contact there between Jinbin and T-Mac there towards the back. See, ACW doesn't go for a move at turn 1. Nah, he just wants to wait till he gets to DRS Kovalang.
Bags getting a pretty decent run though through turn 2, turn 3 and turn 4. Pulls a half-second margin on the Haas. But we'll see that disappear almost straight away as we head towards turn 5. And again, ACW switches off the DRS and stays in behind the AlphaTauri, as the other AlphaTauri, Spicer, had a bit of a sideways moment at turn 5.
Yeah, it looks like he might clip the wall at the exit of turn 5. So yeah, Bags, you're going to need to get a good run out of this area here. Which he kind of does through Sands Avenue. Yes, as he gets down towards turn 12. And ACW is a lot closer too.
And there's really not much that Bags can do about it. He can get the mother and father of all runs through turn 12, but ACW, with a simple flick of a button, he'll fly on by T-Mac. A moment at turn 12, he rejoins down in P14 as ACW takes the lead away from Bags Liddell. Contrast having a go down the inside here at turn 14, dives it in deep, gets it done. He moves into P3. With a wiggle.
Moment there too. Yeah. Contrast covers them all, saying, nah, I ain't letting you throw down the left side. You're gonna have to try the harder way if you can. Spicer? No, doesn't go for a move.
Stays in behind. So we head around turns 3 and 4. Spicer's...
Oh, Bags! He nearly lost the car there at turn 4. Great catch. I'm not sure if you caught that on stream, but yeah, that was a great catch from Bags.
And that camera angle didn't give me a single bit of that, except for the end of it. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Everyone's got their wing except Matt Plevy. He's missing a wing.
That explains it.
Again, this will help the soft runners out. I'll put extra wear on their tyres, allow them to live longer. Onto the boulevard. Still under yellow. Be interesting if it goes to green midway through. Everyone opens DRS and swamps ACW. That could happen, and I think that's why ACW has bolted away a little bit. And he's actually played that pretty damn well. He's got margin to Bags Liddell, and Liddell might be a tad bit vulnerable to contrast. He's not on this lap. The Aston Martin driver stays behind.
Yep. No, he manages to keep position at least for now.
Hello. Oh, for the lead, Bags Liddell trying to have a crack here at turn 1. Gets it done. Tidy overtake there, but it means he won't have DRS heading down Koval Lane towards turn 5. Will ACW fight back straight away, or will he stay behind? Contrast is directly behind him. They all back off. None of them go for the move. Humphreys, he's going for the move. Taking 2 for 1 at turn 5. He moves himself into P6. Going round the outside of Warren here. Heading into turn 7, and he gets it done.
Sorry, towards the back, and he's already up to P6 as Humphreys. Gee whiz. Yeah, that pace is ridiculous.
Nothing new. 3.5 tenths in hand for Bags Liddell. That is, in short, not enough. He might lose 2, potentially 3 positions if he's not lucky.
So he's got a couple of cars very close to him for DRS.
CW will get by. What about Contrast then? He closes in. Looks to the inside. Tries to outbrake the AlphaTauri, but can't quite get it done. Oh, as the midfield make their way through that chicane, Warren and Apollo side by side, closing in as Stevenson and Roscoe arm. It's a bit of a mess here in the middle of the field, trying to battle for position. Warren, Stevenson, side by side, heading towards turn 1. Humphries gets in front of Spicer as well. Warren around the outside, Stevenson down the inside. Stevenson gets it done. Bags Liddell drops down to P3. Eye Contrast gets in front. He moves to second. Humphries close, but not close enough to go for a dive bomb at turn 5. But man, did Al get a poor exit. So did Spicer. Humphries looking round the outside. Has to be committed on the brakes. He is. He has the inside line for turn 8. They make contact. And Humphries gets in front.
Wow. Wasn't really expecting that area to be an overtaking spot, but Humphries pulled it off. Actually, he's pulled it off twice, as a matter of fact.
Next target will be Bags Liddell in P3 on that soft tyre. I imagine after 6 laps, they've definitely seen better days. Jimbin, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Swapping position between Warren and Stevenson as Pato's left the session. Hopefully he can rejoin as soon as possible. Stevenson closing the gap, not by enough, as Contrast takes the lead heading into turn 14. Running wide is Liddell. Humphries closes in. Might set up a pass heading towards turn 1. Maybe even before it. It's before it.
It's before the final corner even. Al follows suit. Oh my goodness, the straight line speed of the McLaren as well. As he tries to get by Bags Liddell. He does get through. Bags drops down to 5th. And yeah, no, those tires are definitely gone, I think, for Mr. Bags Liddell.
Top 3 Eye Contrast, ACW, Jack Humphries. Still 2 laps to go. Plenty of time for chaos to happen. Heading up towards turn 6. Long left-hander. On the brakes hard. Around the chicane. Turn 7. Turn 8. Yellow's out. Stevenson?
That's like Stevenson, yeah. Yep, that turns 8 and 9 at the sphere.
There's a little bit of chaos then. He drops down to P12 outside of the points. Top 10 score points in the sprint here in Race Spec. That's a bit of a shame then for the Red Bull driver.
Not a good run there by ACW, by the way.
Shocker. He's got Humphries directly behind. The two will drag race down the boulevard. Hunt down Eye Contrast. And actually Humphries has got that DRS firmly shut. He's not going to go for it yet.
He's trying. It looked like he was trying to me on the outside.
Oh, big slide for Eye Contrast as Humphries moves through into second position.
Well, get that second position though. Al's not far behind, remember, too.
Through turn 1, side by side between ACW and Humphries. Humphries with the inside line. And he gets in front too before turn 3. So ACW can't fight back.
Oh! Spicer and Apollo, I think, have had some sort of incident there at turn 2. They're both in the same area.
Into turn 5. Through the main technical area of the circuit. The Sphere chicane. Humphries has every opportunity to try and take the win here. Got himself lined up. What can the others do in response? Out of turn 9. Running wide, that's Apollo.
Yeah, he's missed his braking point there, turn 5.
Up towards turn 12, 3.5 tenths the margin. Contrast, incredibly vulnerable. He's got a pretty decent run, to be fair, out of turn 12. But I don't believe it will be enough. ACW buried in the slipstream. He's going to try and pass the Merc. What does Contrast do? He covers the Haas. ACW gets in front. Eye Contrast sends it in under brakes. The winning. Oh, and into the wall is Humphries. He's out. And ACW, it's a flat-out blast to the finish line. He's going to win the sprint here at Vegas. Contrast home in second, in front of Big Al.
Yeah, by 43 thousandths to the line.
Holy moly.
Yeah. That speed, though, from ACW down that back straight was ridiculous. He went for the 2-for-1 special down Las Vegas Boulevard.
Pulled it off, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And then you got to see a treat in these wing mirrors. See Contrast and Humphreys come together, and Humphreys getting the short end of the stick big time. He's our only retirement of the race. He had every opportunity to try and win this thing. He'll be starting from the back again, but he will have a lot more laps to try and recover. Get ready for the main race. Contrast given driver of the day honours. Let's go through the results. ACW is your race winner in front of Contrast in P2, followed by Big Al in third, Bags Liddell in fourth, followed by Zach Warren. CZK, Roscoe Arm, Jinbin, Stevenson and Spicer rounds out the top 10. And we have T-Mac, Apollo, GeForce Pato, Matt Plevy and Humphreys. An unfortunate incident on the final lap means he will start from the back of the grid for the main race. There we are.
Yeah, well, we got drama at the final lap.
We most certainly did. It's what this track just tends to produce. Alrighty, main race time. Nice and dry, at least for the start. It is possible to have rain here, isn't it?
Correct, because it's in November in Vegas. So yes, it's cold and it's also chances of rain as well.
Yeah, just asking. It could have been a Middle Eastern scenario where chances of rain next to zero.
Nope.
Fair enough.
Can tell you that even though I don't live in Nevada, but I'll tell you from a closer local perspective.
Oh, you're a neighbor to Nevada, I suppose.
Pretty much. Then I'll be visiting there next week.
Get your winter jacket. It's going to be a cold one.
Oh yeah, it will be cold. That is for sure.
Just a note as well, if Humphreys outscores CZK by 6 points in this race, it's game over for the championship. Humphreys has got it.
Wow, even this early, huh?
Yeah.
Wow, okay then.
Even with the sprint round for the final round, yeah, there won't be enough points left to grab.
Yep.
Alright, main race time. 5 red lights. And the feature race is underway here at Las Vegas. It's a nice start from the... Oh, a poor start further back. Dearie me. Alfa Romeo getting very, very sideways off the line. As we head through turns 1 and 2, up towards turn 3, it's Contrast who leads. ACW second, followed by Bags Liddell. Then Big Al in fourth, followed by CZK in fifth position. Down towards turn 5. Bags Liddell looking around the outside. Drivers fighting away, heading into the 90-degree right-hander. Almost into the wall goes CZK. Humphreys is... Oh, and into the wall goes Plevy and Pato. An incident there at the exit of turn 5, but Humphreys already up to P6.
He's on the soft... Oh! How on earth did he save that car there? I will never know, but he's already up to 5th. That is incredible. I was starting from the back. He's already up to 5th at a span of at least 10 turns.
Towards turn 12, Stevenson I thought he might have went into that corner hard. Side-by-side contact between Roscoe Arm and Apollo Pepsi as Roscoe Arm wiggles his Ferrari in disapproval.
Yeah, that was not very good. I did see damage, though, at the start of the race when Jinbin went sideways. I couldn't quite catch who it was that might have got involved in it. I guess we'll find out in a minute.
Side-by-side action. Doesn't this look familiar? From only a few minutes ago, Contrast hangs on to second. Humphreys is up to third. At the end of the first lap, he has gone from 15th to second.
In one lap.
Ayrton who? That's insane. How do you go from 5th? I know there were incidents aplenty. Yellow's out.
That's Apollo. Turn 1, I think that is?
Yeah,
turn 1 and 2. And Humphrey's already up to the lead at Cobble Lane. Dude is outright angry is what he is.
He is using them soft tires.
Oh yeah, using them to the absolute max. You could tell how reactive that car is under braking.
He had pretty good reactions keeping that car out of the wall, to be fair.
Yeah. Lap 11 to 12, soft to mediums. Okay, that's interesting. I'll keep a note of that. That's what it said on my pitch strategy graphic.
On to Las Vegas Boulevard, and Humphreys has already got a second in hand. Of course, it'll be interesting to keep tabs on how long those tyres in particular last. In the sprint race we just had, there was a number of VSCs that allowed those softs to just last that little bit longer. I imagine here in the main race, the drivers will be a bit more, at least a bit more sensible, hopefully. At least we haven't had VSCs yet, so we haven't had one.
We say sensible then, but we've had a few incidents, and Humphreys has already dumped the battery. Literally dumped all of it. That's the fastest lap.
He's trying to keep ACW out of DRS range, and I do believe he's done it. And ACW doesn't have any assistance. High Contrast, though, does. And I reckon he might have a crack here at turn 5. Closes in. He certainly could have had a crack, but he elected not to. Just stays behind the Haas, at least for the moment.
Oh yeah, about that lap 1 incident that I mentioned at the start of the race. I think that was Spicer that got involved. He was either Spicer or Pato that got damaged at the start, like the starting grid, I should say.
It's just a really violent twist at the back of the pack with one of the Alphas, and yeah, I did see a piece of debris fly off. It's unfortunate, but I suppose luckily for them, there's still a lot of laps to go. Running wide is Zach Warren, rejoining quite poorly is Mr. Warren as well. Stevenson had to take avoiding action as Roscoe moves through into P8. He might pick up P7 as well, and does so with ease. In fact, Stevenson with no DRS, he's going to lose positions. As High Contrast, well, he gains one. He moves through into second place.
Yep, just like that. And here comes also Matt Plevy to follow suit as well as Stevenson, watching them. Plevy somehow gets through and nearly lost the car in the process of Harmon Avenue.
Apollo, an incident at turn 12, hasn't resulted in anything. Just him losing extra time. Jinbin is in the pit lane. Most likely front wing damage on his car. ACW closing in on Contrast. Not by enough. Oh, big old bomb down the inside from Big Al. Somehow that didn't result in an accident. I was fully expecting one there at turn 5, but they kept it straight.
Yeah, that was a bit of a touchy moment there, I guess. Humphreys though hasn't really pulled away, as you can see. It's 1.5 seconds, yes, but he hasn't really pulled much after that with those soft tires.
Yeah, it'll be difficult to when... Oh, ACW, gee whiz. That's the new inside curb. You don't want to use too much of it, otherwise the car does that. It's not good.
Yeah. I think he had real locking in the process doing that. But either way, he'll pass Contrast. And same with Bags Liddell. He's a DRS in that back straight's ridiculous. Really ridiculous.
It is. Stevenson getting by Plevy, that was for P9. But yeah, that DRS zone plus the DRS zone heading down Koval Lane just allows this group to slingshot by one another, and any time that Humphreys gains in the corners completely gets negated by how much time those with DRS get on the straights, particularly down Las Vegas Boulevard.
Absolutely. Bags moves through.
Yep, change for second place. Contrast gets close, but not quite close enough to try and go for third. This group head around turn 6 and into the chicane of 7 and 8. Humphrey's doing a decent job. He's always gaining tenths through the corners. He just loses all of it down the straights. Not his fault, it's just how the track is designed.
Yeah. Just doesn't have a really fast car down the straights either, from what it seemed like.
Alright, ACW might not be close enough to go for Bags Liddell. No, he shouldn't be close enough at all. 8.5 tenths back. In fact, Bags, look at him. He is dumping that battery. He is hunting down Humphreys.
Within that touching distance as well, as Humphreys only had a moment.
Oh, a moment further back through the chicane. Contrast and Al coming together, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody has wing damage. Who is it? CZK.
CZK has damage. Did he get collected in the aftermath of this?
I assume so.
Interesting. Humphreys is in as well for his pit stop. He's on the mediums. That's early.
It's a long old stint, 20 laps. Yellow's out again. Pato, safety car. Oh, dearie me, our first of the night.
Well, that's just screw the hard runners, really. If you think about it.
Yeah, well, the medium runners have every opportunity to pit onto hards, try and stretch them to the end. I'm sure some might think like Mr. Humphreys and just strap on the medium tyres. And try and just send it to the end anyways. Very curious. I'll be keen to see who does what when it comes to strategy. New front wing being put on Pato's car, along with new hard tyres. Making a mistake at turn 14, went straight on into the wall, breaking the wing, bringing out the safety car. Main thing is he's still out there running. No, this is eerily similar to what I saw a few days ago. Early safety car. And safety cars, there's a good old saying, they tend to breed other safety cars. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some extra drama when the green lights come back on after the safety car period ends. The leaders are coming in. My contrast is in. Zach stays out. Al's in, Roscoe's in, Blake's in, Matt's in, T-Mac is in as well.
Humphreys will stay out, that's not a surprise since he just pitted.
He's under control of the Delta, he'll be able to go now. He'll get in front of everyone bar Bags. And what do you know, basically everyone who were on the hards to begin with have moved on to mediums. So everyone's thinking the same way. At least everyone on the hards is thinking the same way.
Yeah, that's going to be a lengthy stiff for anyone that's on the mediums, I reckon. That's quite lengthy.
You're doing a few laps behind the safety car, which will take a bit of leverage off the tyres, but still,
True.
You'll be pushing... Oh, hello, Matt. Off the racetrack. Look at me.
Yeah. Indulged by the glaring sphere there, I suppose.
The sphere. It's a big TV.
It quite literally is a big old TV.
Mm.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it's one of the newest things that just got created in Vegas this year. Has gained a lot of public attention too, of course. But
I imagine
yeah.
it's just massive sphere just blopped into the middle of the city.
Yeah, pretty much.
Come see our massive TV.
A massive bowl TV, I guess.
Yeah. In terms of strategy, heading into this middle stint of the race, basically everybody's flipped. Everyone who started on the mediums is now on hards, and everyone who started on hards is now on mediums. Only a few exceptions. Mr. Warren here has not pitted yet, so he's out there on 7-lap-old hards, and I wouldn't be surprised if he acted like a cork in the bottle. Held up the leaders behind. I'll be curious to see how far he tumbles down. Got Jinbin out there on softs. He's had a shocking race so far. He'd just be hoping to catch up to the back of the train, I think, to at least give himself a crack at fighting in the midfield. And it's a similar story with the Alpines and Mr. Spicer as well, so hopefully these guys can catch up.
They should be able to. They'll be fine.
Well, they can't catch up by this time. We should be doing one more, hopefully.
Let's see. Nice little still shot I'm getting, looking over further into the strip of Las Vegas.
What, at the chicane in particular?
Yeah. There's a still shot where you're at the turns 8-9 complex, and it just shows you a bit of the back end of the strip.
I wonder if there was a problem with the Ferris wheel, it wasn't moving.
I don't know. Or even the pirate ship that's on the right hand side of the exit turn 12.
Pirate ship.
Just look to your right when they come down this bit. It's somewhere around the right side. Maybe it's not. It's not there. It's like
yeah,
towards the
I'd
start
see
of
the ship. I'd see the ship.
Yeah.
As soon as you come onto the boulevard, you look to your right, and there's a big old ship there. Only in Vegas.
Well, that's because that's Treasure Island. That's the hotel's name.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that brown building. If on the corner there at turn 12. Caesar's Palace is on the right hand side. If you're midway down the boulevard, and of course the Eiffel Tower on the left. That's obviously Paris, Las Vegas.
Incredible.
Yeah, I know my way around a little bit. So like I've been there before.
Back in goes Jinbin, so he's getting off those softs. He'll put on something else. He's just happy he's caught onto the back of the queue. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Why he leaves.
What would be cool as well is like there's another bit of attraction down the strip called the Bellagio Hotel. There's like these falls or whatever, or geyser looking things that spray up in the air constantly. Shame that we don't have that in this game. And I think they're covered up for this Grand Prix too, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Certainly a spectacle seeing cars like this fly by several iconic buildings, flying at speeds of well over 340 kilometers an hour too. They're hauling their way by. Yeah, no, that Ferris wheel ain't moving.
Yeah. It ain't moving at all.
Shame for anyone stuck in it. Yeah, we get to see the race, but we are a bit stuck. There's no toilet breaks.
Oh, where's my hotel there? I think it's this. I think it's one of these buildings on the left side is my hotel.
Quite literally next to the circuit, huh?
Yeah, it's quite literally near the city center. So yeah, it's kind of pretty much on the track.
Safety car in this lap. Everyone's lined up. It's been a long safety car period. Get back on the green shortly. Mr. Warren will control the field. Get ourselves ready. Get back under green flag conditions. He's also got a yellow fuel icon on that car. Might be running a tad bit low. He takes off. Roscoe has just left the session. Mr. Warren will head around the final corner, cross the line, and get ourselves back on the green flag conditions as Humphreys attacks straight away down the inside at turn 1. There won't be much that Bags can do to try and fight back. Not on those hard compound tyres. They won't have the grip. Further back, we've got plenty of shuffling.
Owls dropped down to 15th.
Same with Stevenson. I'm guessing they're getting pinged for passing Roscoe Arms AI. That would be my guess, as Humphreys takes the lead from Warren. So Warren's reign at the top was only temporary. Humphreys has moved into the race lead once again. ACW will need to find a way by the Williams as soon as possible.
Yeah. Well, looks like he'll do it quickly here down Sands Avenue. Yeah, should be straightforward.
Tidy pass. That is Bags Liddell closing the gap as well. Big Al down to 14th position. What on earth happened to him?
Must have had something happen at turns 1 and 2. I know there's a lot of commotion with all the shuffling in the field. I just couldn't get a good angle of what happened.
Well, he's still on the back of the queue, so he's not completely out of the race just yet. Warren and ACW drag racing down the boulevard towards turn 14. Williams down the inside. Bags Liddell trying to follow suit. Can't find a way through. Bags stays in 4th. Oh, a bit of a wiggle as well for contrast as he applies the power, heading down towards the final corner. Spicer gets by Plevy, that's for P8. As ACW draws alongside the Williams. Goes down the inside at turns 1 and 2 and moves through into P2.
Yep, Bags trying to follow suit with those fresher hard compound tires he's got. It doesn't really get past them yet. They're just still alongside, heading up towards turn 5 at the end of Koval Lane, and Bags committed on the brakes there, and Warren's just says, nah, just go for it. I'm not going to bother.
God, he's getting real close to that barrier on the outside of turn 5. I think someone got someone else got very close to the barrier. T-Max around.
Yep, that's at the sphere. Ghosted with Roscoe Arms Ghost in the process.
Oh, Matt Plevy getting close to the Tech Pro on the outside of turn 10 as well. Using every bit of racetrack there. Big Al down in P11. Yeah, must have had a helping hand from someone.
Yeah, probably.
Roscoe Arms rejoined the session.
There you go.
Close, but not quite close enough to try and counter-attack into turn 14. Stay behind the Aston Martin as the midfield claws their way through the chicane. Heads down towards the final corner. Stevenson in the slipstream. CZK trying to go down the inside. He does go down the inside. Gets it done at turn 1. Moves up into P6.
Ooh, bit of a moment there with Warren there. Into the turn 2. Back in the car. That's good to see at least.
Tell you what, that Williams has got some straight line speed. That thing is properly quick down the straightaways. Through the corners though. On the brakes at least, it's not too bad. They're missing apexes though. Can't afford to miss those as we head around turn 9. A tidy run from the Alfa Romeo driver.
Good to see Zach is imitating what a real Williams would do around here.
Be incredibly rapid down the straights. Hang
and
on for dear life in the corners.
Thing. Jesus Christ, if I've ever seen a real locking.
CZK moves through into 5th place. Both drivers having a bit of a moment there as Bags Liddell moves through into 2nd position. 1.8 seconds the gap between himself and the race leader. Polo Pepsi drops down to P12. Evidently he's got no DRS assistance. Heading down the long boulevard straight. Ooh, Spicer looking down the inside of Warren here at the final corner. Gets it done too. Moves through into P6. Further back. Action aplenty. Jinbin. Contact with Apollo at turn 1. Through 2. Up towards turn 3. Jinbin has the inside line. Apollo could try and over-under here, but doesn't quite get the traction or the drive out of the corner to try and attack the Alfa Romeo. Heading towards turn 5. I do believe he'll stay behind. And he does.
That was Jinbin nearly missed the corner there at turn 5 there, watching him.
Stevenson on the back of Warren, heading around turn 9. Eventually reaching full power, having to modulate the throttle quite a lot. Around turn 10, up towards turn 11. Can't get it done here either. Try and line up a run. Got the run. Out to turn 12.
And the grip will definitely get it done easily.
Big Al will follow suit. ACW takes back 2nd. CZK takes 4th. Al might have a crack here for 7th. Oh, maybe not.
That's a bit crazy there, I guess.
Stevenson was waving hello. He might have been waving him through, but Al wasn't having any of it. Gave him a little tap on his rear wheel, telling him to get on with it. He won't attack here at turn 1 either. Zach Warren pits in. Spicer in contrast dueling away, heading around turn 3. Spicer maintains 5th. By contrast, not quite close enough. Try and counter-attack. He is in the slipstream. Big Al, he'll move through into 7th place. He was waiting for a more opportune moment to try and make a move. Jinbin, he goes down the inside of Apollo. Oh, he gets it pulled up just about. He gets in front into 9th place.
Just about.
These two have been going back and forth for a couple of laps. ACW and Bags Liddell, they've been unable to try and catch up to the race leader. There he is, Jack Humphreys. 1.7 seconds the margin between the top two. And actually, ACW, he got a pretty decent run going out of turn 12. He cut down the margin by a decent bit out of 12. See here, Bags Liddell move back on through. Into 2nd place, the gap shrinks down to 1.2 seconds as Bags just about gets it pulled up.
Yeah. And ACW almost nearly ran to the back of him. But pulled the car up at least just in time.
Around the final corner, back onto the main straight. Gap sitting at 1.5 seconds. Liddell and ACW having to work together a little bit to try and catch up to the race leader. At the moment, it's looking like it might be an effective strategy, but they need to continue doing this. Can't make any mistakes either. Can't afford to.
Definitely not. Especially in a place like this.
Through the chicane. Liddell a bit wide at the entry to turn 8. And it's lost him a whole chunk of time. He lost half a second through that. That wasn't a great run at all. He overshot turn 7 ever so slightly. Had to cut a lot of turn 8. But he was still carrying way too much momentum and he ran wide exiting the corner as well. Look at him now, 2.3 seconds behind. Humphries keeping a call out there. He's hitting apexes. Bags Liddell just missing a couple here and there. It's costing them time.
Yeah, that's going to cost them as well. Another position change there. ACW will take back P2 away from Bags Liddell.
Jim been tumbling down the order a little bit thanks to the fact he doesn't have DRS. Few changes further back. Spicer still holding 5th, Contrast P6. Al's trying to close the gap, try and recover some lost positions. And we got this 3-car scrap heading towards the final corner, side by side between Plevy and Pepsi. He actually gets it done before the final turn. Jinbin, looking a bit left and right. Here comes Pepsi down the inside. Plevy turns in and the two make contact. The Aston hangs on to 9th.
Yeah, that was a bit touch and go there. It was even more touch and go when I was watching them do this again. They nearly could have put each other in the barrier, what it looked like.
Apollo, into the wall he goes. Outbreaks himself at 5. Not sure if he got into the back of the Aston Martin, but he definitely hit the wall. Seems that he's okay. From Jinbin POV, the car appears to be rotating quite well.
Yeah, no damage from what I can tell on the Alpine at least. No front wing damage, unless it's lime green.
That's right. Could be minor, you never know. Change in position is again. Bags Liddell gets in front into 2nd. ACW following suit. High Contrast moves through into 5th place. Very straightforward passes down the boulevard. Just back and forth slipstreaming. That's what it's been all race. Running wide is Jinbin. Poor run through the chicane. He's side by side with Roscoe. This is replaced to Matt. Plevy goes down the inside of Roscoe as well. Roscoe, does he fight back? The answer is no. Pato has left the session.
Good day for the Alpine driver, pretty much. Still stuck in last, far down the field too.
Jinbin with some serious straight line speed. Goes down the inside of Roscoe. Gets it done at turn 5, but almost undoes it at the exit.
They ran to the back of him, the Ferrari. Locked up as well from the Alfa Romeo too in the process.
Plevy with a bit of catching up to do, 1.5 seconds behind Apollo. Apollo, if he can pull out that margin, he's got plenty of clear track ahead. Just keep his head down and try and set some consistent laps. He's set for a top 10. As ACW and Bags change places again. Stevenson and Al change places. Through the chicane. CZK has now joined the party. So we got a 3-car train for 2nd place. Trying to hunt down our race leader Humphries. He's got a 2.5 second margin in hand. At the moment, that margin seems to be more than enough for Humphries to try and manage.
Guess so. But how the tires will be at the end, that's the one thing I would like to know.
Well, luckily for him, 2 of the 3 cars that are trying to hunt Humphries down are in exactly the same boat when it comes to tyre compound and tyre age. The only driver who's on anything different is Bags Liddell.
He had a couple of moments there I was watching him. He clipped the wall at turn 5 and then he nearly lost the rear end of the car going through the chicane. Bit.
Through turn 10, round turn 11. ACW will get back by. New question is, will CZK do the same? Might be close enough. Does he have battery? He does have a little bit of battery, 41%. Might be just a bit too far behind.
Well, not ACW. He'll get through. Yeah, I probably would agree with you. With CZK, not close enough to do anything.
Another train starting to form with eye contrast as its leader. Jinbin gets by. Roscoe gets by. Matt Plevy. Roscoe close. Humphreys in. Oh, Matt lockup at turn 14. Soft tyres.
Yeah. Soft to the end, I guess.
Oh, Al off the racetrack as well at turn 1. Rejoins in P7. Apollo gets in front of Humphreys, who is now unleashed on those soft tyres. He has them for 7 laps of flat-out driving. Fascinating to see how quick he can go on those tyres. There's not a lot of corners where you can gain time, so I reckon he has to be spot on to try and catch up to the leaders again. This guy's pretty good at driving spot on.
Yeah, we saw how he was in the first couple of laps, remember? At 15th to 2nd on 1 lap, and then managed to get the lead another couple corners later. So he might be a one to keep an eye on. We'll wait and see.
DRS over for Liddell and CZK, closing the gap to the race leader. Liddell will get by. CZK will get by. Will he take 2 for 1 here at turn 14? He's looking around the outside. Oh, Bags goes a bit deep. Has to cut a fair chunk of turn 15, but he hangs on to the track position. At least for now. CZK's in the slipstream. He's now drawing alongside. He'll get the job done at the final corner. We have a new leader, CZK, on lap 20 of 25 here at Las Vegas. Round turn 3, round turn 4. DRS open again. Dell, he won't be close enough, not yet. Go for a move here at turn 5. He'll stay behind. ACW will do the same. Got this train of cars. We've got eye contrast Spicer. Both Stevenson and Al have penalties. Humphreys trying to close down that gap. Oh, Apollo in the wall.
On the wall, turn 5, huh?
I heard the crowd cheer for something, and it appeared that Apollo was slow and he's understeering big time.
Yeah, he probably clipped too much of the barrier, then he's got damage.
Yeah, end plate missing on that Alpine. He'll have to come in and get that fixed. Well, I said he was set for a top 10 if he kept it clean. Unfortunately, he's just cracked a bit. Just a little bit, but it was enough. Apollo a bit wide. And I reckon all 3 of these guys will probably slingshot through with relative ease. CZK, ACW side by side through turn 15. Those 2 guys were scrapping quite hard through there. Roscoe gets by, Plevy gets by. Apollo, will he try and fight this? He will. Oh, a bit wide, both Matt and Roscoe. Virtual safety car.
Virtual safety car for
Apollo.
What?
He's completely destroyed that wing now.
Yep. And Roscoe's coming in as well to follow, or not follow, but go into pit lane, I should say. Pulls the damn thing up, at least just in time.
Well, this might be the one thing Humphreys probably didn't want to have is a VSC. He would have taken a proper safety car, but a VSC basically freezes the field and the gaps. So while everyone is stuck under a delta, Humphreys can't really gain time. Unless, of course, the leaders in front make a mistake, which is entirely possible during a VSC. Seen plenty of people caught speeding during virtual safety cars. You need to keep both eyes on the delta. Can't look away from it, because it will chop and change on you all the time and can catch you out at the worst possible moment. Yellow still out. We're back on the green now. It's a relatively short VSC. Back on the green flag conditions. CZK hunting down the race leader. Further back, Spicer's getting by Eye Contrast. That is for 4th place. We go through 14, 15 and 16. Spicer awfully wide. Losing time. Jinbin gets by Plevy. Eye Contrast might have a go here for 4th. Looks like he's going to stay in behind the AlphaTauri, so Stevenson might take advantage. Try and get by the Aston. No, he does not. All staying line astern. CZK, will he go for the position? Well, it certainly looks like it.
Yep. He's got the battery on, and yep, straightforward. He goes through into the race lead.
Round turn 5, up towards the sweeper of turn 6. Liddell will lose time through this section. Still keeping within touching distance though. That's the most important thing. In fact, judging by the interval, they were pretty even through that sector. So in terms of tyres, the mediums and the hards seem to be pretty even. Humphreys up to 7th as well. Next target will be Stevenson in P6. Turns on the battery. Tries to draw alongside, but he doesn't have the straight line speed of that Red Bull.
Yeah, it definitely does not. That Red Bull just flat out quick down a straight line.
Contrast gets
now.
by.
Yep.
Spicer hangs on to 5th as well. Oh, Stevenson sideways. Might have been a bit of lag. Keeps the car straight. That's the most important thing. Humphreys down the inside at the final corner. Moves through into P6. Al will try and follow as he sets the fastest lap. 34.9 is the time set by Humphreys. Now gets by Blake. Contact, a little bit of contact between Humphreys and Spicer as they head down Coval Lane towards turn 4. Turn 5, rather.
He might go for another one here. Contrast! Oh my goodness, that was... And it's someone gone off. That's Big Al. He's gone off at turn 5, missing the braking point.
Not the greatest race Al's ever had. He'll still score points, which is better than nothing. As CZK gets past Bags Liddell. Did Liddell make a mistake, or was that a bit of sportsmanship perhaps, as T-Mac sets the new fastest lap? Running wide is CZK. Or was that a bit of sportsmanship? They're side by side. ACW might take the lead here. While they're squabbling like this, Mr. Humphreys is catching. They've got to be careful. CZK doesn't have DRS. He'll move down to 3rd. Bags Liddell will take the lead. ACW in 2nd. Oh, you could see as well on the telemetry, ACW, he was not going at full throttle.
Yeah, probably just wants, probably trying to try to create a little bit of gamesmanship, I'm gonna guess here.
Try and set himself up for the best possible move at the best possible time. 2 laps to go here at Las Vegas. The top 3 separated by 0.6 of a second. 3.5 seconds back is Humphreys, and if these 3 get together, then Humphreys has every opportunity to catch up, potentially win this race. It requires perhaps a little bit of chaos between these 3 in order for that to happen. At the moment, the top 3, they're keeping it cool out there. Oh, but Liddell's wide!
I don't think so. Yep, Liddell's gone off. Rejoins, but not the greatest rejoin in the world.
And look at that gap shrink. 1.5 seconds.
1.5 seconds. Oh dear. Yep, it's now going to become a 4-way fight, isn't it?
Here we go. Round turn 14. Onto the boulevard once again. Humphreys has not got a lot of battery left. He's going to use all of it. And guess what? I think he might have some DRS. He does. An incredibly important factor for Humphries' race. He's got some DRS, so he'll get some assistance here. He's still losing time relative to the top three, but he'd be losing a lot more if it weren't for that DRS being available to him. The gap sits at 1 second, 9/10. He's properly in this. This is it. 4-car fight for the win. The final 6 kilometers of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. Who's going to win it? Heading into turn 1, leading the way is ACW. 2/10 in hand over Bags Liddell. Will we see any passes heading into turn 5? Will Liddell go for the lead straight away, or will he stay behind? T-Max crashed out. That's at turn 15. CZK's trying to go for second. Ultimately doesn't fully commit. Now Humphries, will he go for an unorthodox move? Try and create a gap down the inside somewhere where you don't usually see a move like that at turn 7. He's battling away through turn 8. Heading into turn 9, he has the inside line and puts the Malaysian into the wall slightly. Entering the hairpin, he moves up to 3rd.
Wow. Now he's got another couple of cars in front, but will he be close enough for any sort of chance for the lead?
Here we go, heading on to the boulevard for the final time. A big old wiggle from Humphries. Is Liddell close enough to try and take the lead back? He's 7.5 back. He's going to gain so much time down the boulevard. He's in the slipstream. Hitting speeds of 357 kilometers an hour. He won't go for it. Through turn 14, he hits the apex. Through 15, round 16, he's got a decent exit, but so has ACW. The Haas driver has played it to perfection. He'll head around the final corner and win the Las Vegas Grand Prix as CZK finishes 3rd, which will mean the championship fight will go on.
That was a good fight for the win, nonetheless. Wow. Great dramatic end. I'll be honest, I thought ACW would have been vulnerable at the end of the whole thing. But, no, he wasn't.
There we are. The end to a interesting first ever Las Vegas Grand Prix here on Race Spec Esports. Plenty of drama, bit of action as well. Time for the podium celebrations. It's ACW who claims victory then in the main race. P2 to Bags Liddell. P3 to CZK. The unofficial results then of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. ACW wins the main event as well as the sprint. A clean sweep then for ACW in terms of race wins. Bags Liddell will finish in P2. CZK finishes 3rd, continuing the championship fight between himself and Humphries. Humphries had every shot of winning this race, but he elected to go for a 2-stop strategy. Certainly made it interesting for us. Starting 15th, he finishes a very commendable 4th. Contrast 5th, followed by Spicer, then Stevenson, Jinbin, Al, Plevy rounds out the top 10. Then we have Zach Warren, Apollo Pepsi, Roscoe Arm, Pato, and T-Mac at the back in 15th position. Well, everyone's classified. That means everyone will score points at the end of this race. Plenty of drama. Plenty of drama. It's kind of what we expected out of this one.
Yeah, I thought it would be a bit more chaotic in a sense. It wasn't that sort of race that I was expecting, but still was a good race nonetheless, actually.
Now, we'll see if we can get both Bags and ACW. This is the first time in a while that I've had more than one driver in for an interview. It's been a while. The amount of PC guys that now compete in Elite and Tier 1, it's meant that interviews have become harder and harder to do. We'll see what ACW and Bags are up to though. We'll invite them in. See if they want to have a chat. Let's see here, friends. NCW and Bags. Well, thank goodness, alphabetically speaking, they're towards the top of the board, so it makes it easy for me to find them. Oh. There's the race winner.
Hello, hello.
And there's second place. Hello, Bags. Welcome back. Might be switching his mic over from Discord to PlayStation. That's why he hasn't responded yet.
Should be there now.
You there, Max? Hello.
Hello.
Long time no talk. In a way, yeah. But no, thank you both of you for joining us here for post-race interviews. We'll start from second, move up as per the old times. Mr. Liddell, first podium in ages. That's a long time ago. Far out. This must be quite a relieving feeling then. Were you expecting it in Vegas? Fair enough. But where was it? Was it 15 where you invalidated the right-hander? Yep, fair enough. Sprint race then. How did that go for you? Hang on, Bags. Have you got your party audio on correctly? Interesting. Hang on. I might listen into the stream myself. Audio is coming through, for me at least. Hang on. Let's have a look at the party settings then. Not that one. Need voice chat settings. So you got your share voice on allow, yes? Share features, voice chat moderation, voice chat connection. Yeah, I don't know why that wouldn't be coming through then. If it isn't actually coming through. Hang on. Hey CW, can you speak? Just to see if your audio is coming through.
Hello Lane, hello, hello, hello. Testing mic.
Yep, yeah, that's coming through. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that, Bags. Leave and rejoin, perhaps?
Alright, just try that.
Interesting. So something's up with PlayStation at the moment then. Right. Okay. Well, in that case, then I would interview you, but yeah, issues.
PlayStation said otherwise.
Pretty much. All right then. But still, congrats, man. Welcome back. Long time no see. It's nice to see you back. ACW then. Clean sweep. Wins both sprint and the main race. How about
Yes,
that?
sir.
You must be pretty happy with that.
Pretty surprised, to be honest.
Really? You weren't expecting much here at Vegas?
Comparing my TT times to most people, I was expecting to be alright quick, but obviously, of Jack Humphreys, I wasn't expecting much. So I got quite lucky in both sprint and actual race with what happened to Jack.
Fair enough. But you put yourself at the front of the field, you gave yourself a shot to win, and you ended up taking both, so congratulations on that. But qualifying, how was that for you?
That was a shocker. There was just no grip.
I was going to ask, how was the track out there during qualifying, sprint in the main race?
I think if I remember, the track temp was like 9 degrees or something. It was shocking.
That's going to be twice as much as what the real-life drivers are going to deal with.
Yep, that's not a surprise. That's the Vegas cold weather in November.
Yeah.
I was second down on my short quali PB.
Gee whiz.
It was just that bad.
Well, thankfully the races turned pretty well in your favour then.
Oh yeah.
But how was it battling around this new racetrack? A lot of slipstream battles all the way through.
I love the saving DRS. Just wait till the last lap.
And then absolutely go for it.
And absolutely go for it, yep.
Yep, fair enough. And basically that was the game for you in both races then? Just waiting for the right moment?
Because bags I picked up front wing damage like on the third last lap. So I used it strategically. I used it strategically.
I didn't know about that. The car looked okay from what I can remember, but that's a shame.
Picked up a bit of damage towards the end.
But no, you kept it quite clean out there from what I can remember of those two races. Don't think you were involved in any incidents.
No incidents.
But heading on to that final lap in the main race, you were confident you had margin in hand?
I was quite confident, yeah. With like the slow sections with obviously Bags' front wing damage. I just knew how to push and then just hope I had enough ERS to hold off like the gap. Which thankfully I did. By just.
Did well to just about hang on. It was 1.5 tenths at the line, one of the tighter finishes we've had all season. But no, a very interesting race, very different from what we usually see. There was tons of back and forth slipstream battles basically the whole way through. But yeah, no, you ended up controlling yourself pretty well and ended up taking both wins, so well done in regards to that. KD, do you have anything to ask our race winner?
No, not really, but other than that, congratulations on your clean sweep, and yeah, welcome back to the top step of the podium.
Thank you. It's been a while.
Heading into next week, first of all, are you racing?
I won't be. I'll be away.
Ah, shame.
On schoolies.
So next week it was going to be Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Would it be a round that you'd enjoy particularly?
In the past, yeah, I wouldn't actually, to be honest. I like Spain.
Bit different now, the flat-out final sector.
Yeah, a little bit different.
Better or
but
worse
still
for you?
Right, past like 2-3 games, that final chicane was where I gained like all my time.
Oh, then now you lose your free time spot.
I remember, I think it was F121, I was cutting like the sausage curve at the final chicane. And I found like a lot of time compared to everyone.
All gone now.
All gone.
Well, enjoy school weeks then.
Thank you.
Congratulations on sweeping here at Las Vegas. Well done.
Yep.
But, unless we want to try again, if you're still here, Bags. Hang on. Yeah, no audio's coming through of you. I don't know why. That's very strange. Because we can hear you, and ACW's audio came through perfectly well, so... Yeah, that's strange. That's a strange one. Alrighty then. Well, KD, I think we'll wrap everything up for another week. For the Elite Series. Get to enjoy all the Tuesday tiers in a few days' time.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, no, it was a decent race overall. But yeah, we'll see how the Tuesday tiers go for the next couple of days.
I think, folks, so with everything said and done, it's now time for us to wrap up the stream. I've been Lane Everingham. My co-commentator, as always, is KD1997. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for round 13 of the championship at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, for the Spanish Grand Prix. Until then, it's goodbye.